Alright, IDF just went off. They're setting conditions for that support by fire to move from cold pause to their hot pause. Once they have moved from their cold pause to their hot pause, they're going to suppressing that enemy, suppressing that far side objective. At that time, they just set conditions and met conditions for that security team to go ahead and push up to that breach site. They're going to go ahead and then do what? They're going to go ahead and obscure.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? No, it's been a while since I've actually posted anything on this channel, but after receiving some requests via email about TBS and OCS and whatnot, and then just looking back over that OCS video I made way back when and seeing some of the comments that have been unanswered since I posted it, I figured may as well just kind of get on here and give you guys a very abridged version of TBS. I'll also preface this video by saying these are all my perspectives from my own experience, and ultimately this doesn't represent the Department of Defense or the Marine Corps as a whole. My goal with this video and with any video that I post pertaining to the military is just to provide those who are interested with all of the information so that they can make whatever best possible decision they need to make for themselves. You take what you like, leave what you don't like, and leave it at that. So I went through TBS between June and December of 2019. I was part of Echo Company. Report date official was 10 June, and then we graduated on 19 December. So additionally, I do still have a lot of the TBS documents. A lot of them are a couple years old, so how relevant they are to the curriculum now, I'm not entirely sure, but if that helps with your own sanity, if you are preparing to go to TBS, then I'm more than happy to provide them to you. Just check that description box, my email should be there, and then just hit me up. So, schedule. Your typical day can start anywhere from 05, 06, all depends if you've got PT in the morning, and then end of day will typically be from 1700, 1730. This is based on like your typical academic day, as opposed to like if you're in the middle of effects and whatnot. So from 1700, 1730, you'll go through what's called an end of day routine, where your platoon or your company will have required tasks to complete before you're actually released for liberty, or you're secured. And then from the time you're released until the following morning, that's all your own free time. Typically in your platoon or your company's like barracks or your BOQ, they'll have a bulletin board with the training days schedule, or like a weekly tee put out. You'll have weekends off, and depending on when your company's timeline is, you'll have a few 72s and 96s sprinkled through. It was from June through December, so we had an okay amount. So between 05 and 1730, again, can range anywhere from having classes back to back to back, or if you're just doing in-processing admin stuff, and then also just like you're in the middle of a field exercise and whatnot. So all just depends. So that's your typical day-to-day. Next I'll go into just a summary of all of the major events you'll expect to experience. So your first 2 weeks and your last 2 weeks, those are typically in processing, out processing. Those last 2 weeks, you can expect to get your MOS assignment, and then having all your stuff set up, your orders for your follow-on training. After in processing, those first 2 weeks, typically a range week, and then land navigation, day, night. After that, swim qual, and then effects 1, patrol effects after that, and then effects 2, effects 3, and then you'll go into MOUT, which which is just urban training. You'll be in Mount Town, or you've got all of these Connex boxes stacked on top of each other to simulate sort of an urban training environment, and you're conducting a lot of cool kind of tactical stuff through there. And then finally you go through war, if that's still what they call it, just the culminating exercise for the basic school. Sprinkled in between all of those major events, you'll have 4 academic exams, and then the physical events include double O course for time, E course for time, and then a PFT, CFT. Getting into additional insights and my own experiences now. First, Camp Barrett, try and get there maybe a week or 2 before your expected report date. Just, get all your shit together before actually reporting in. I think that goes a long way for getting you mentally prepared to start. And then as far as physical training, similar with the OCS video, you're going to be doing way more rucking now, I think, than OCS. So much more load-bearing type of training will help prepare you for the curriculum. TBS is a grind. It's a marathon, not a sprint. 6 months long. Take things day by day, and just make sure you're being a good dude or dudette. A lot of the advice I can remember getting before going to TBS was take advantage of your liberty, and that's half getting prepared for the next day. That's really important. But also balancing that with decompressing, making sure that you're not psyching yourself out, and not getting too consumed in the course. Go out with your fellow lieutenant friends and have some fun. Next piece, prior enlisted officers. My God, I don't know if it was just my company, but those were some of the nicest and most genuine people that I've met while at TBS, and I was grateful to make a lot of their friendships and connections. And yeah, I bring them up just because take advantage of the time that you have with them and be open to their mentorship. If you're someone like me that commissioned straight out of college with no prior enlisted experience, I didn't really have a good idea of what to expect when I got to the fleet, with the prior enlisted guys being there with me, going through the suck with me during TBS. I could ask them those types of questions and kind of prepare myself a little bit better so I don't make the same mistakes. And then last, kind of going back to the relationships you'll make. So this will probably be one of the only times in your career where you're going to be surrounded by like hundreds of your own peer officers. So again, just cherish the connections that you make before you get to the fleet. Good lieutenant protective agencies aren't guaranteed whenever you get to your first unit, and it can get lonely if you're at your first duty station and you don't have a lot of fellow officers to connect with. So yeah, network early, network often, keep in touch. If you've made it to this point of the video, thank you for watching, and I'll leave you with a little montage from my TBS class. So thank you, and we'll see you in the next one.
Back here with us. We can do this all free for that kind of. Keep pushing up. Incoming! Hey, Chubb, cover that door. Cover that door. Hey, we gotta move. We gotta move. We gotta move. All right, ready? Hey, I'm gonna cover here. Ready? Move across. Move across.